Hare Krishna, my friends. Welcome to Bhaktiville, Dandavat pranams. So last week, in our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, we left with a bit of a cliffhanger. As you recall, Ashvattama unjustly killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. Lord Krishna and Arjuna were strongly on the side of killing him for doing that. Draupadi and King Yudhishthira were not, as Ashvattama was the son of Dronacharya, was a Brahman, and Arjuna's military arts teacher. So let's see what happens next. But I just want to say I'm expecting that we'll finish this volume of the first canto tonight. So next week we'll take a little break from Srimad Bhagavatam and start to read the Brahma Samhita, translated by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We have a couple of versions that we're thinking about, and I think we've settled on reading the foreword in the BBT version, but then reading straight from the database for the text, for the foreword and the text itself. And one thing I want to say, Prabhupada's foreword in this book is recorded. And I'll see if I can figure out how to play that, Prabhupada reading it. He reads it on a record. And I have the record, but I don't have a record player anymore. But I think it must be online. So we'll see what we can do to do that. That would be fun. That would be fun to listen to that. Because I can always, whenever I read it out loud, I always hear his voice reading it. All right, so let us start with our prayers that we read beforehand. So, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namane. Wait, there's a question. Does he have a purport when he reads? No, he's reading directly from Bhaktisiddhanta's book, and he's reading the foreword or the introduction. And it starts out, the words I remember always are transcendental autocrat. So whenever I see those two words together, I think of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Transcendental autocrat. Right. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. And please accept my obeisances. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripasindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone. And they are full of compassion for the fallen, conditioned souls. Jai. Oh, Kandita's here. Haribol. Hare Krishna. So Kandita's here and Bhaktimimulus is here, our technical support. He records and posts all of the videos for us.
Jai.
Kandita is here. All right, we're just getting started. Let's sing those prayers. Also, Bhaktimimulus, we're going to need to see plate 25. It's the very last one of the plates, so you can go backwards to get to it faster, probably. But that won't happen for a little while we're reading. All right, so let's read these. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim swaraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Shinvatam Swakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtanaha, Vidyamtasto Hyabadrani, Vidhunoti Suhritsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service under the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. All right, so those are the prayers, and we are Canto 1, Chapter 7, Text 50, page 401 of the PDF, or page 368 of the book. Everybody good? Are we all on the same page? Okay. I'm not hearing yes, but I'm just going to assume everyone's shaking their head up and down. Yes, so, Bhaktiville says. But I don't see me. What do you mean you don't see me? Oh, yeah, I don't see you either. Where'd you go, kiddo? Uh-oh. Where'd you go? Oh, you were clicking and probably clicked out of the room, right? Yes, that's what happened. You clicked out of the room. Somehow when he clicks on the buttons of the slide viewer, sometimes he gets teleported out of the room. We don't know why. It's just weird. So slide 25 is where we're headed on the slide viewer, Bhaktiville. All right, text 50. Call and response. Nakula Sahadevascha Nakula Sahadevascha Yudhano Dhananjayaha Yuyudhano Dhananjayaha Bhagavan Devaki Putro Bhagavan Devaki Putro Ye Chanye Yascha Yoshitaha Ye Chanye Yascha Yoshitaha. All right, the whole thing. Nakula Sahadevascha Yudhano Dhananjayaha Bhagavan Devaki Putro Ye Chanye Yascha Yoshitaha. Kandita, you want to give it a try?
I don't know where we are. Oops.
So we'll skip you for now. We're on text 50. First Canto, Chapter 7, text 50. So we'll skip you for now, and we'll pick you up next time. Nakulaha, Nakula, Sahadevaha, Sahadev, Cha, and Yudhanaha, Satyaki, Dhananjayaha, Arjuna, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Devaki Putraha, the son of Devaki, Lord Shri Krishna, yea, those, Cha, and Anye, others, Yaha, those, Cha, and Yoshitaha, ladies. Kandita, I think your mic is still on.
I was going to ask.
Translation. The younger brothers of the king, Nakula and Sahadev, and also Satyaki and Arjuna, the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, son of Devaki, and the ladies, and others, all unanimously agreed with the king. So they're saying that King Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadev, Arjuna, and all the ladies, and Draupadi, they all agree that he should not be killed. So, Satyaki and Arjuna also. So everyone's agreeing with the king not to kill him. But there's others who don't agree. So text 51. Tatra hamarshito bhimas. Tatra hamarshito bhimas. Tasya shreyam vadasmitaha. Tasya shreyam vadasmitaha. Nabartur natmanascharte. Nabartur natmanascharte. Johan suptam shishun vrita. Johan suptam shishun vrita. Bhaktiville says, so Krishna changed his mind. Looks like it, doesn't it? Looks like they all agree with the king, doesn't it? Yep. All right, we'll see what happens. Okay, the whole verse altogether. Arjuna changed his mind too. We'll see. Although he promised Draupadi, so we'll see what happens. Make a promise to your wife, you better follow it. We'll see what happens. Tatra hamarshito bhimas tasya shreyan vadasmitaha nabatur natmanascharte yohan suptam sishunvrita. Kandita, you found us?
Yes.
Okay, go.
Okay. Tatra hamarsito bhimas tasya shreyan vadasmritaha na bartur natmanascharte yohan suptam shishnun.
Excellent. All right. Synonyms. Tatra, thereupon. Aha, said. Amarshitaha, in an angry mood. Bhimaha, Bhima. Tasya, his. Shreyan, ultimate good. Vadaha, killing. Smritaha, recorded. Na, not. Partu, of the master. Na, nor. Atmanaha, of his own self. Cha, and. Arte, for the sake of. Yaha, one who. Ahan, killed. Suptan, sleeping. Shishun, children. Vrita, without purpose. Translation. Bhima, however, disagreed with them and recommended killing this culprit, who, in an angry mood, had murdered sleeping children for no purpose, for neither his nor his master's interest. So I just want to say these children, they were not like 5 or 6 years old. They were teenagers and young adults, but still considered children. And they were there at the battlefield. Text 52, call and response. Nishamya bhimagaditam, Nishamya bhimagaditam, Draupadascha Chaturbujaha, Draupadyascha Chaturbujaha, Alokya Vandanam, Sakyur Alokya vandanam sakyur idam aha hasan eva idam aha hasam eva. All right, the whole thing all together. Nishabhima gaditam Draupadyascha Chaturbhujaha Alokya Vadanam Sakyur Idam Aha Hasam. Need to sharpen up a bit. She's good to go.
Hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Shamya Bhima Gaditam Dropadyascha Chaturbhujaha Alokya Vadanam Sakyur Aha San Eva.
Very good. All right, common response. Nishamya, just after hearing Bhima, Gaditam, spoken by Draupadyaha of Draupadi, Cha, and Chaturpujaha, the four-handed, the personality of Godhead. Alokya, having seen, Vadanam, the face, Sakyuhu, of his friend, Idam, this, Aha, said, Hasan, smiling, Eva, as if. Translation. Chaturbhujaha, the four-armed one, or the personality of Godhead, after hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi, and others, saw the face of his dear friend Arjuna, and he began to speak as if smiling. Bhaktiville says, didn't you used to do word for word first? So on Sundays when we read Bhagavad Arkamarichi Mala, we do the word for word first.
Right, but in the temples we all do it the way you're doing it.
Right. So because we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam and I'm following Prabhupada's program here, I'm reading like they do in the temple. On Sundays, it's a little bit more informal, and we talk about the meanings of the words, and we read the meanings first, so then we can look more critically at the verse itself and find the meaning. So Sunday morning's a little different. All right, purport. Lord Sri Krishna had 2 arms, and why he is designated as 4-armed is explained by Sridhar Swami. So Sridhar Swami was one of the contemporaries of Lord Chaitanya, and expounded on all kinds of things, and people are still looking at his explanations because they're so expansive. So both Bhima and Draupadi held opposite views about killing Ashvattama. Bhima wanted him to be immediately killed, whereas Draupadi wanted to save him. We can imagine Bhima ready to kill while Draupadi is obstructing him. And in order to prevent both of them, the Lord discovered another 2 arms. Originally, the primeval Lord Sri Krishna displays only 2 arms, but in his Narayana feature he exhibits 4. In his Narayana feature, he resides with his devotees in the Vaikuntha planets, while in his original Sri Krishna feature, he resides in the Krishna Loka planet, far, far above the Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky. Therefore, if Sri Krishna is called Chaturbhujaha, there is no contradiction. If need be, he can display hundreds of arms, as he exhibited in his Vishvarupa shown to Arjuna. Therefore, one who can display hundreds and thousands of arms can also manifest 4 whenever needed. When Arjuna was perplexed about what to do with Ashvattama, Lord Sri Krishna, as very dear friend of Arjuna, voluntarily took up the matter just to make a solution, and he was smiling also. I like that idea of 4 arms, that he's holding back Draupadi with 2 and holding back Bhima with the other 2. I really like that. Kandita says, I wonder what it'd be like to have 4 arms instead of 2. I tell you, sometimes I could really use 4 arms, you know? Sometimes I have to use my mouth because there's not enough to hold on to things, right? But yeah, even 3. Yeah, it would be wild, wouldn't it? Which one goes in front? Can either of the 2 right hands go in front? I don't know how that works. How is it jointed? Heck if I know. Oh, it's not jointed. In the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha, there's no jointed. So they can just move around freely.
There's no what?
Joints. There's no joints, no skeleton. There are no joints. It's unjointed, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's go over, wait a minute, go over this again. I missed this. So Krishna displayed 4 arms, so with 2 arms he did...
He held back Draupadi.
He held back...
Draupadi.
Yeah. And then the other 2 arms...
He held back Bhima.
And with Bhima, what?
Bhima was ready to kill Ashvattama, so he's holding back Bhima.
Interesting. Boy, I've always missed that. Thing that happened. Duality. Krishna can be simultaneously one and different, and 2 arms and 4 arms. But it would be really cool to have 4 arms.
Bhaktiville says that would convince them that he is God, or to convince us. But I'm not sure that he's displaying them. Right? So he can
Right.
8 arms to Draupadi and 2 arms to Bhima, not displaying all 4 arms simultaneously. So, yeah.
So when I have the mic on, you can still hear something even though I am absolutely not making any noise that I'm aware of?
Yeah, little static and snappy noises.
I have the fan on. Maybe that's it. Okay. Well, I will mute myself.
Thank you. All right, the next are 2 texts together. So we'll do one and then we'll do the other. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Brahma Bandhur Nahantavya Brahma Bandhur Nahantavya Atattai Vadharhanaha Atattai Vadharhanaha Mayevo Bhyayam Amnatam Mayevo Bhyayam Amnatam Pahyanu Shana, sorry. Paripahi Anushasanam. That was easier. Paripahyanu Shasanam. All right, let's just do that. Those first 5 lines. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Brahma Bandhur Nahantavya Atatai Vadarhanaha Mayai Vobhyam Amnatam Parapa Yanushasanam. Do you want to go ahead and do those?
Yeah. Okay. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Brahma Bandhur Nahantavya Atatyahi Ya Antatayi Vadarhanaha Mayai Vopayam amnatam paripahi anushanam.
That last line was hard. Anushasanam. Yeah. All right. Drupati Shrutam Satyam Kuru Pratishrutam Satyam Yatat Santvayata Priyam Yatat Santvayata Priyam Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Panchalya Mahyam Evacha Panchalya Mahyam Evacha. All right, the whole thing. Kuru Pratish Rutam Satyam Yatat Santvayata Priyam Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Panchalya Mahyam Evacha. Candita? Your mic's not on.
Well, I had to just run out and check to make sure that my birds are not getting themselves into too much trouble. Sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead. Want to do this first or skip?
No, I'm here. Kura Shutam Satyam Yatat Sant. Oh, distracted. Yatat Sant Vayat Priya Chabi Mas Panchalya Mayam Evacha.
Great, thank you. All right, word for word. Sri Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Uvacha, said, Brahma Bandhuhu, the relative of a brahmana, not, hantavyaha, to be killed, atatayi, the aggressor, vada hanaha, is due to be killed, maya, by me, eva, certainly, upayam, both, amnatam, described according to the rulings of the authority, paripahi, just carry out, anushasanam, rulings, kuru, just abide by, pratishrutam, as promised by, satyam, truth, yatat, that which, santvayata, while pacifying, priyam, dear wife, priyam, satisfaction, cha, also, bhimasenasya, of Sri Bhimasena, Panchalyaha, of Draupadi, Mahyam, unto me also, Eva, certainly, cha, and. Translation. The personality of Godhead Sri Krishna said, a friend of a brahmana is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. All these rulings are in the scriptures, and you should act accordingly. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife, and you must also act to the satisfaction of Bhimasena and me. Purport. Arjuna was perplexed because Ashvattama was to be killed as well as spared according to different scriptures cited by different persons. As a Brahma Bandhu, or a worthless son of a brahmana, as a worthless son of a brahmana, Ashvattama was not to be killed, but he was at the same time an aggressor also, and, according to the rulings of Manu, an aggressor, even though he be a brahmana, and what to speak of an unworthy son of a brahmana, is to be killed. Dronacharya was certainly a brahmana in the true sense of the term, but because he stood in the battlefield, he was killed. But although Ashvattama was an aggressor, he stood without any fighting weapons. The ruling is that an aggressor, when he is without weapon or chariot, cannot be killed. All these were certainly perplexities. Besides that, Arjuna had to keep the promise he had made before Draupadi just to pacify her. But he also had to satisfy both Bhima and Krishna, who advised killing him. This dilemma was present before Arjuna, and the solution was awarded by Krishna. Text 55. So this is the plate that's up on the viewer right now, plate 23. All right, call and response. Sutta uvacha Arjuna sahasa gyan sorry. All right. Arjuna sahasa nyaya Hare hardam atasina Hare hardam atasina manim jahara mudhanyam manim jahara mudhanyam dvijasya saha mudhajam dvijasya saha mudhajam. All right, the whole thing. Sutta uvacha Arjuna sahasagnyaya Hare hardam atasina maninam jahara murdanyam dvijasya saha murdajam.
Okay. Wait a minute. Sutta, run this verse. Sutta uvacha. Hello?
Yes, that's the verse.
Just very distracted here. These little birds are like 2-year-olds, and they get into things, and I'm sorry. Okay, next time I'll keep them in their cage. Sutta uvacha Arjuna sahasasya janaya Hare hardam atasina manim jaharam urdhanyam dvijasya sahamurd hajan jam.
Great, thank you. Suttaha, Sutta Goswami. Uvacha said, Arjuna, Sahasa, just at that time, Nyaya, knowing it, Harehe, of the Lord, Hardam, motive, Ata, thus, Asina, by the sword, Manim, the jewel, Jahara, separated, Murdanyam, on the head, Dvijasya, of the twice-born, Saha, with, Murdajam, hairs. Translation. Just then, Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders, and thus, with his sword, he severed both hair and jewel from the head of Ashvattama. So I have a little note here on the side that I've made. So his tuft of hair had a gem embedded in it, and this jewel was embedded as a boon because of a penance done by Drona to Lord Shiva. This jewel made him invincible, protecting him from hunger, thirst, illness, and all other creatures. So, hair and jewel were severed from the head. Purport. Contradictory orders of different persons are impossible to carry out. Therefore, a compromise was selected by Arjuna by his sharp intelligence, and he separated the jewel from the head of Ashvattama, which was as good as cutting off his head, and yet His life was saved for all practical purposes. Here, Ashvattama is indicated as twice born. Certainly he was twice born, but he fell down from his position, and therefore he was properly punished. And there's a picture here on our slide viewer of that. All right, text 56. Call and response. Vimuchya Rashana Badham. Vimuchya Rashana Badham. Balahatyahatta Prabham. Kandita says she has to go. Sorry. Okay, we'll see you later. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your association. Hare Krishna. All right. So we'll go ahead and keep reading. Balahatya hata prabham tejasa manina hinam tejasa manina hinam shibaran nirayapayat shibiran nirayapayat, and the whole thing. Vimucharashanabadham balahatya hata prabham tejasa manina hinam shibiran nirayapayat. And we'll just go on to the word for word. Vimucha, after releasing him. Rashana Patham, from the bondage of ropes. Balahatya, infanticide. Hata Prabham, loss of bodily luster. Tejasa, of the strength of. Manina, by the jewel. Hinam, being deprived of. Shibirat, from the camp. Niraya Appayat, drove him out. Translation. He, Ashvattama, had already lost his bodily luster due to infanticide, and now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus he was unbound and driven out of camp. Purport. Thus being insulted, the humiliated Ashvattama was simultaneously killed and not killed by the intelligence of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Text 57. Call and response. Vapanam Dravinadanam. Vapanam Dravinadanam. Stanam Niryapanam Tata. Stanam Niryapanam Tata. Eshahi Brahmabandhunam. Eshahi Brahmabandhunam. Vadonanyo Stidaihikaha. Vadonanyo Stidaihikaha. And the whole thing. Vapanam Dravinadanam Stanam Niryapanam Tata Eshahi Brahmabandhunam Vadhonanyo Stidaihikam. And the word for word. Vapanam, cleaving the hairs from the head. Dravina, wealth. Adanam, forfeiting. Stanam, from the residence. Niryapanam, driving away. Tata, also. Eshaha, all these. He, certainly. Brahmabandhunam, of the relatives of the brahmana. Vadaha, killing. Na, not. Anyaha, any other method. Asti, there is. Daihikaha, in the matter of the body. Translation. Cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for the relative of a brahmana. There is no injunction for killing the body. Text 58. Call and response. Putra Shokatura sarve putra shoka tura sarve Pandava saha Krishnaya Pandava saha Krishnaya Svanam Mritanam Yat Krityam Svanam Mritanam Yat Krityam Chakrur Nirhara Nadikam Chakru Nirhara Nadikam, and the whole thing. Putra Shoka Tura Sarve Pandava Saha Krishnaya Svanamritanam Yat Krityam Chakru Nirhara Nadikam, and the word for word. Putra, son, Shoka, bereavement, Aturaha, overwhelmed with, Sarve, all of them, Pandavaha, the sons of Pandu, Saha, along with, Krishnaya, with Draupadi, so it has a long A, so Draupadi, Svanam, of the kinsmen, Ritanam, of the dead, Yat, what, Krityam, ought to be done, Chakruhu, did perform, Nirharanam, Adhikam, undertakeable. Translation. Thereafter, the sons of Pandu and Draupadi, overwhelmed with grief, performed the proper rituals for the dead bodies of their relatives. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Son of Drona Punished. So we finished. It is a sad ending, but, it's a sad ending because there was a battle and so many people were killed. But Ashvattama is alive and does more mischief later on because he's still alive. So he continues to do mischief. So maybe it wasn't such a good idea not to kill him, but be that as it may, that's the story. So we finished this first book, and we will start next week with Brahma Samhita. And we've made a decision about how we're going to do this. There were so many versions and problematic portions of things, so we've decided to read pull out my book here. We decided to read the introduction from the ISKCON version of the Brahma Samhita, and then we're going to read from the database, the Prabhupada's, it's actually Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's introduction to Brahma Samhita and his translation. So we'll be reading from that, and we'll I'll post those links after we post this video. I'll post the links to those two things that we'll be using next week. All right? Everything good? Any questions, Dr. Mimulus? Nope. None, he says. Thank you. You're very welcome. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Prabhupada. Thank you, everyone, for listening, for letting me do these readings. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.